7 o'clock. Okay, welcome everybody. Do we have any additions to the agenda for tonight?
Yes, we do. Item number 10 under new business. Under D, Mayor Nelson's resignation.
Okay, any disclosures of interest?
None.
No presentations?
None.
Previous minutes, Monday, November 2020. No, there's no date on that. November 2nd. Any errors or omissions? Nothing? All right, moved by Councillor Tedesco, second by Councillor Park. The minutes of the meeting for November 2nd, regular meeting of council be approved and presented as followed. All in favor? Okay. Take this over here. Okay, bylaws.
None.
Okay. Correspondence. We had a couple of correspondence letters here sent in. The first one is from the Legion Ladies Auxiliary Branch 226, is in charge of the local Christmas cheer fund. Each year we try to make Christmas a little brighter for less fortunate in our community by supplying food vouchers to those in need. This year has been more difficult than most. Once again, we're asking for help in the way of a monetary donation for this worthwhile cause. We would appreciate having all donations by December 10th if possible. Please make checks payable to the Christmas Cheer Fund. Mail checks to Sandra Parker, Box 338, Red Rock. Thank you for your continued support. Happy holidays, Linda Sodergren, President of Legion Lady Auxiliary.
I assume that we normally given.
We're talking to the microphone, Councillor Tedesco.
Yeah, I assume we've been normally making contributions for the Red Rock Legion for this. What's the amount that we normally pay or donate?
My understanding is $100.
Is that picking up the sound? Did you pick up? Yeah, okay. It's $100. Does everybody's okay with the donation? Yep. Councillor Saracen? Yeah, so moved by Councillor Park, second by Councillor Tedesco, be it resolved that the Township of Red Rock donate $100 towards the Christmas cheer. All in favor? All right. It's a great cause. All right, this next one was to CEO Hedrick. I'm writing to thank you for taking the time to speak with me and the members of my staff during the virtual 2020 the AMO conference on August 17th, 2020. It was a pleasure meeting with you to discuss a number of topics, including a community peace officer program offered in Alberta that is geared towards jurisdictions with lower levels of crime. As I mentioned during our meeting, I would suggest that you consider the use of auxiliary police and special constables to address this issue. Also available are a new protocol on 911 misdials and the Ontario Provincial Police's online reporting, which provides another way for citizens to report crimes that are not emergencies. I also appreciated hearing your feedback regarding the replacement of emergency vehicles. Regarding this matter, I've asked Fire Marshal John Pegg to follow up with your township in order to discuss options, as there is some flexibility depending on the vehicle mileage and age. Additionally, I will engage the Honorable Rod Phillips, Minister of Finance, and the Insurance Bureau to advocate for other possible options. Our meeting was productive, and I appreciate the value of insights you and your delegation provided during our conversation. Our government understands the importance of working with our municipal partners and will remain committed to serving and meeting the needs of communities across Ontario. That is from Sylvia Jones, Solicitor General. Children's Aid Society. This came in for Mayor Nelson and Council. Plans are underway for a 2020 annual holiday hamper program. Every year we are able to support several families and youth in need. All donations and hampers are used to help support families in our local community. If you're a returning supporter, thank you very much for your generosity last year. You'll find much of the details the same. If you are new to our program, please review the attached information, and if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. So this is so inside there's the package. You'll find 3 forms: holiday hamper program information sheet with a list of different types of sponsors available, sponsor resignation forms, and tax receipt request forms. Have we donated to this before?
Not to my knowledge.
I am not sure. So this is for the Children's Society of the District of Thunder Bay.
Might I add a comment, sir?
Absolutely.
I think it might be opening the door to some other to some other people that might want to apply. For example, there would be the legal, which also offers a child welfare service, possibly the hospital, possibly the Superior Greenstone Association, et cetera, et cetera. It would be opening the door to contributions that we at this time possibly cannot or ill afford. I'm certainly in favor of the Legion, the Red Rock Legion's donation. However, I'd just be a little bit concerned and would not be in favor of this proposal.
Does anybody have any other thoughts on the process? Okay.
So I sort of agree with Cam. I'm comfortable with the Legion. Unfortunately, you can't donate to everything, so maybe
Okay.
we'll just pass.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Appreciate the input, everybody. Okay. So now reports from municipal officers, Chief CEO.
Thank you. This is from the period of November 2nd to November 16th. Interim Director of Corporate Services, Juhani Pokinen, has been engaged with administrative staff, reviewing job descriptions, associated tasks, and providing assistance leadership. Due to the COVID-19 spike in Thunder Bay area, he will be returning home, which he has done now. However, with discussions, he will continue providing services as we go forward into the new year and until we can recruit a Director of Corporate Services. We have finalized the outstanding taxes owing on the mill property beside the reassessment of 216, 19, and 20 by impact on the mill site. And this has gone to our legal branch. The Director of Operations interview was arranged to take place between the 23rd and the 25th. However, because of the COVID-19 spike in Ontario and the Thunder Bay District concerns raised by also administration staff, we have canceled that individual from coming out. The district did stipulate that there was no issues of him flying, but 2 days after the fact or a day after the fact, the cases increased substantially in Thunder Bay and Sault Ste. Marie. So my discussion with the gentleman, he was kind of pleased that we postponed it because he was also worried because he heard about the increase of cases in Ontario. So he's still with us. We'll just wait until this bypasses, then we'll bring him in. Still working with council to develop a strat plan on the environmental issues related to the mill site property. And just so you know what I've done here, we've filed a complaint with the Office of the Information Commission regarding the denial of records from Environment and Climate Canada. So that'll go to the Office of the Information Commissioner. He'll review what we've requested and he'll make a decision if that information from the Ministry of Environment will be released.
Did they give you a timeline for response?
No, they didn't give us a timeline. It'll take probably about a month, I would assume. Our new municipal secretary, Lisa Palua, has been receiving training, which will be continued for a little while. I thought it would be next week, but we still have some other initiatives to put forth. Working closely with Limestone Partners on the Red Rock All Season Tours Action Plan and the strategies. And we're continuing to explore for investors. Also have been in dialogue with a firm in Ontario in relation to the 2019 quote of $149,000 for the renovation of the bowling alley. You'll be getting back to me if the 2019 quote will be accepted because it's being delayed due to COVID-19. And that's in the overall grant that we put forth, or application for $1.8 million on the renovation.
Albert, may I ask, has that grant been approved at this point?
The grant for the 149,000, oh, you mean the 1.8 million? Well, it's in the second stage. We haven't heard anything yet. From my understanding, we should get something back probably by the end of the year, because it's 2020 and going into 2021 now. So because it was delayed in 2019, that's when we originally submitted the application. And because of COVID-19, everything has been backlogged. However, the provincial government has got money from the federal government. They've approved it at the first level, but it still has to go to the second, which is the federal government, to review it and give their blessing. So hopefully.
So do we have money for this in the event that they say, yeah, they'll honor that 149,000?
149 is part of the 1.8 million. Okay, the 149,000 was a quote that we had included with the 1.8 million and what it would cost to revamp the bowling alley. So that's the total amount out of the 1.8 million that it's going to cost to do the bowling alley, the flooring.
I understand that. I'm just saying, is that 149,000 already, so to speak, in the bank that we can?
No, it's not.
Okay.
The bowling alley executive has approached the township in relation to the contractual agreement to manage the bowling alleys starting in January 2021. So there's interest there. We're still training on Munisoft software. The program's going well, and we're getting very good representation from the Munisoft staff. CEMC training requirements, I'm doing some of them now. It's like a refresher, which is good. And then basically have to look at the emergency plan prior to 2021, but it was updated in 2020 anyway. So Township will change the meeting place of the open public meeting on the site-specific amendment of the official and zoning plan on November 23rd from the interpretive center. I want to make this clear. So the open public meeting on the site-specific amendment to the official plan and zoning bylaw on November 23rd will be at the Legion upstairs from 6 to 7 p.m. Red Rock residents will be given priority for seating. This will be followed by, and then therefore, the other meeting of dealing with this will be on December 2nd.
Albert, so I spoke to the health unit this morning. I was calling for a few other reasons, and we're asking them with the spiking cases about now everybody, the zones. So we're still in the green zone to prevent. So the morning of the meeting, like they were telling me that these things could change at any time. So people have to be aware that if we go into yellow, the restrictions will come in. But as of right now, green we can still hold this meeting.
That's fine. We got alternatives. We can go to electronic meeting as well if it needs to be, and have access, have the public have access to it as well. I've signed an agreement with Grant Match after our legal review to assist in our endeavors on the submission of government grants. Both level governments have implemented additional grants available for infrastructure during COVID-19, and we will take advantage and potential opportunities available for us on that. There is a new stream out now for $100,000. We've been allocated $100,000, so we just have to look basically where we want to submit the application and what it's going to be used for. It's 100% funded by both the feds and the provincial government. We're still reviewing township property with the planner, and we're going to be looking at two sites, basically the old Canop and the old Texaco site, basically to see what's required there on the environmental aspect. If not, bring us up in the council for consideration to sell. So, discussions with Infrastructure Canada on the SCADA system is going well. We submitted the proposal. We've had a lot of discussions with them to date, and we should be getting a reply back very shortly, hopefully, on that. I've received 3 applications on the interim marketing position that we've advertised for the township. We're just waiting for the approval for the for the grant for the interim marketing position. And then I already sent an email out to the individuals letting them know that we're just waiting for grant approval. Then we'll be doing the interviews.
How long was that internship again?
It's for 1 year
It's 1 year? Okay.
with a possible extension.
1 year from date of hire or 1 year calendar, like,
1 year from date of
Date
hire.
of hire?
You have to get the application approved before,
yeah, 10/4. Okay, thanks.
yeah. So it'll be from
Can you
date of
fill
hire.
me in on what the interim position is? I don't recall what this position was about, interim marketing position.
Yeah, it's a position for a graduate coming out of a marketing communication course from a university or community college, where they'd come to the community and do a lot of marketing and promoting the community, basically, and dealing with website design, etc. And that closed, and we had 3 applications. Yeah, 3 from actually Southern Ontario, and with very good credentials, university. So I reached out to NOHFC and FedNor on the grant applications pertaining to the recreation upgrades, as Mr. Tedesco asked, and Prompton water and sewer rehabilitation. And hopefully, as I said, we should get something back on that shortly. Did receive an application from Western University student graduate. And I've engaged basically NOHFC again for the CDO position to see if we can get another grant to go forward. The SEIQ contract was supposed to be voted upon by Public Works staff today at 3 p.m. I haven't heard anything on that. That was taking place today. It appears some remedial work has been completed on the old mill site. However, senior administration has been informed, but I haven't had the opportunity to go out and review what has been actually done. And Samantha Cameron will be enrolled in a public information officer course related to the Emergency Operations Center, because she is PIO. So basically, there is some training online, and we've got her enrolled. So you must.
Is that with respect to the fire department that?
It's in response to our Emergency Operations Center, our Emergency Operation Plan. Within the structure itself, we have a public information officer, and Samantha Cameron has been designated as that. And then, as I said, I took over Cal Pernansky's position in regards to the CMEC, so we have to also look at the alternative CEMC, whoever wants to take that place. No. The PIO position's already been there. It's been filled, has been filled for some time. The training for the PIO, Samantha will be enrolling and taking that online. Public Information Officer course. That's a requirement for that position.
Yeah, what I'm asking is part of the CEMC,
the CEMC is a separate position, Councillor Tedesco. So is a PIO. So what I'm saying is here, the PIO, which is and maybe I'm not understanding your question. Samantha Cameron is the Public Information Officer designated in our emergency plan within that structure. And then basically what she's going to be doing is taking some online courses in regards to Public Information Officers' responsibilities, roles and responsibilities within that structure. Okay. Okay. That's correct. Yes. Okay. You're welcome. You must do things you think you cannot do. You must do the things you think you cannot do. Eleanor Roosevelt. That was a good saying.
Albert, I just have one question. If we are successful with the recreation and that grant, I can't remember, was it 10% or 20% of, what is our share?
I believe it's 10%.
10%?
I'm just trying from memory.
Yeah,
I don't
can't
have it
remember
handy here, but I think it's 10%.
Thanks.
Does anybody have any questions for Albert? None? You do have one more notice in here?
Sorry.
It's okay.
This advised the council that the budget process will start December 1st, 2020, As part of the procedure going forward, it would be very beneficial to have a complete understanding of council's thought process and comfort level in relation to budgetary increases related to the user fees, operational projections, annual percentage, capital tax levies, amortization inclusion, with associated costs as recommended by the SAGE report. That being said, we will focus strategically on a 5-year financial plan. There will be a work in progress that encompasses the framework identified in the corporate workplace review. We'd like to garnish your feedback and direction related to the above by December 1st. If you can give us some insight, what your expectations are. This will then allow us the opportunity to network with our staff as a cohesive unit to collectively strategize in different scenarios in order to provide council with specific options going forward to make an informed decision by January 1st, 2021. What we've done already is sent out a template to all department heads, and we're going to be following up with them with meetings. It's going to be from the bottom up. We want their input, and probably be a very good dialogue going forward, give them a really good understanding on some of the stressors that we might be confronted with. That's it.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Anybody have any questions with regard to the budget memo? Okay. Payment vouchers. Okay, moved by Councillor Park, second by Councillor Tedesco. For the amounts, checking, do I go through this whole thing? I forget. Payment date, checking number 29212950, 71,338.60 cents. Community checking 38 to 39, 35,566.61 cents. Check 38 from community check account voided. Manual M5981 to M5990, 30,394.48. Payroll 11661 to 11685, 22,980.23, with the total payments 162.79 and 92 cents. All in favor? All right, thank you. Okay, thank you, Albert, for the report. Blair, you're up. How are you tonight?
I'll start with Gerald's report for the Public Works. So Recreation Center. Public Works 4 standby generators were routinely inspected and operated. We're doing this monthly. The punch key lock for the weight room entrance door has failed. I think it still operates, but it's finicky. Anyways, a new one was purchased. It hasn't been installed as of yet. Marina Center. Public Works staff continue to perform weekly inspections of the Marina building while it's closed. Upon inspection, one of the new Armstrong recirc pumps revealed it was leaking once again. The supplier has been notified, and warranty replacement and installation costs are expected to be covered, that is. The Marina Park power supply developed half power issues. A damaged breaker switch was at fault. A new one was ordered and it's being installed. That was done by Lion Paw Electric. And we had Hydro come do a disconnect, so that was for the boardwalk lights. They're on now. They're working again. Quote submission was forwarded to contractors to repair the Marina Center utility room vent stack. No responses as of yet. All boats have been removed from the marina slips. All 3 float docks have been moved and secured to the main docks. The T dock on dock A developed some damage on the area that fastens to the other T dock. This dock has been removed and brought to the Public Works Department for storage. Repairs in this dock will occur in the spring. For consideration, a deadline date of October 15th should be noted that all boats requiring Public Works help to be removed or be removed boats from the Red Rock Marina be included in the rental contract agreement. This year there was still 3 boats in the marina as of November 9th. This hinders Public Works crew from preparing the marina for winter preparedness. Health and safety, during the month of September, no safety meeting was held due to sickness, vacation, allotments, and crew shortages. General Public Works, exterior LED floodlights have arrived to replace failed lamps at the entrance of the library and the recreation center exterior. These lights have been installed. Reliance was called on October 26th to evaluate the condition of the hot water tank and furnace in the co-op garage. Reliance did not show up as scheduled. Another inspection is scheduled for November 6th. I was actually part of that inspection, and the furnace and hot water tank were deemed to be fogging up, deemed to be finished, like they're not worth fixing. So if we were gonna move ahead with anything there, we'd have to replace them.
Blair, can I ask, the Reliance furnace and
Hot water
hot
tank.
water tank, are those units that are rented by the municipality, or do we own them?
We own them. We own them as part of the building. The hot water tank is ruptured. It must have froze at some point years ago.
Would it not be wise to get them through Reliance through the rental process? That way we
Well,
would.
as of right now, we just use it for cold storage anyways.
Mhm.
But and the furnace is so outdated, you won't be able to get parts for it. So it's what it is. The garbage truck encountered weld brake damage and hydraulic pump issues. The truck was brought to Seppo Osola's repair shop for weld repairs and hydraulic pump servicing. So we'll probably be about a week away from getting the truck back, so we'll be using Nippigans once again this week. All fire hydrants have been winterized. Hydrant 3 is out of commission and has been winterized and bagged, not for use. The fire department has been notified.
Where's that fire hydrant, Blair?
It's on Brompton, just up from the rec center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if, since we repainted all those hydrants, we haven't numbered them yet. So usually they're all numbered. Municipal dump. The scrap metal pile has not been removed yet. I have been in contact with David Hurd, advising him that he must make this happen. Reducing the size of the scrap metal by moving it to another location is not an option. Gerald Saracen.
Does anybody have any questions for Blair on the Public Works report?
We found it leaking. We found it to be leaking, and well, I shouldn't say each hydrant has a shut-off valve. Most of them do. This one did, so we valved it off. We'll likely have to pull the hydrant. You take the cap off, pull the guts out. I'm thinking that's all we have to do, but we'll have to find time to do that. Okay. On to water and wastewater. QMS DWS update, the internal audit and S1 audit for the drinking water system have been completed with reports to follow. Fall hydrant flushing scheduled for the last week of October had to be postponed until the first week of November and had to be reduced to areas of concern in the system. A complete system flush will be scheduled for spring in the new year. Just ran out of time. It's not practical to try and flush every hydrant at this point. It was make a mess. The new bleeder shack has been completed at the corner of Stewart and Frost Street. Temporary bleeders for this area have now been shut off. A new louvered vent and a new section of ventilation conduit has been installed at the water plant from Thermomechanical. These upgrades are part of the ventilation system for the chlorine room. Drinking water system ORO and OIC attended 3 days of water training in Lake Helen. This training was provided from the Quaitnook Center of Dryden. Weekly water samples were collected and sent to ALS laboratory from November 2nd to November 13th. No adverse test results were received from any samples submitted. Water meter readings were done for the month of October on November 2nd. UV sensor verifications were performed at the water treatment plant in October. Standby power was tested at the water treatment plant in October. On to wastewater. Repairs to the collection or the collector system for one of the wastewater plant clarifiers has been started. The clarifier will need to be drained down to allow for access to repair the collector chain. A circulation pump had to be changed out at the digester end of the wastewater plant system. This pump is responsible to circulate sludge through a heat exchanger to promote anaerobic decomposition. Standby pump is now in service to restore the circulation. So, little sewage plant's been giving us a lot of grief. It doesn't want to hang in there a few more months.
Blair, that's the old sewage plant?
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for Blair? Okay, thanks very much, Blair.
Yeah.
You have a good night.
You too.
Chief Petrie, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah, you're on.
Can you hear me out there?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can't see you. Do you have a camera?
Okay, perfect. Thank you. No, I don't. I'm on my phone.
Okay, we can hear you.
Perfect. Training meeting for the month of October 5th. We did hose lay and hose inspection. All hoses are in good working order. We had 15 members. October 19th, we had a fit test that was scheduled, but unable to complete due to a connection issue on the machine for our masks. There's 17 members for that. Callouts for the month, there was nothing to report. Total calls to date of 19. Special training, nothing to report. Fire prevention and public relations, nothing to report. Personnel strength, regular department strength of 26, personal strength of 25, which is a comm desk operator, fire prevention officer, junior firefighter of 3, and CEMC. CFO activities, mail, emails, phone calls, vehicle equipment, and hall maintenance, replacement of the lights in the truck bay. Weekly updates to the OFM regarding PPE and the department strength supplies. Submitted the SIRs, the standard instrument reports to the OFM. Ontario Fire Trucks was down to perform the annual pump and ladder test. All ladders and passed the test, but there's some major work to be completed on both pumper 1 and 2, which is supposed to take place late November, but is probably being pushed back. Organized files in the office, organized and submitted applications for members to do NFPA training online, and continue to build training props for the fire department.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for Chief Petrie?
Chief Petrie, what sort of major work needs to be done to the pumpers?
I don't have the list in front of me. All the seals need to be replaced on the pumps. All the gauges on pumper 2 need to be replaced. There's a one of the sensors for the throttle needs to be replaced. The primer needs to be replaced. And then there's some minor issues that have to be dealt with as well.
Okay, anybody else? Questions?
Hi, Ryan. Just, I'm assuming the testing will be done later or the repairs
Hello.
because of COVID?
Yeah, everything. I had an email there, and this COVID stuff is kind of making a hectic on everybody and making everything complicated to get things completed and tests done. So as of right now, I don't have a ETA exactly when it'll be completed.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you, Chief Petrie, for your report.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Reports of committees, Red Rock Public Library Board, October 20th minutes. Councillor Robinson.
Okay. So meeting was held October 20th. Some of the stuff we discussed the last meeting, it's a little bit repetitive. What was new in here? Sorry, my glasses are fogging up. We had a discussion with some changing in staffing. So the board accepted the resignation of Eileen Farron, junior assistant librarian, and wished her well in future endeavors. Board accepted promotion of Brooke Jean, casual librarian, to the vacated position. So Brooke does a wonderful job and does a lot of the online platform for the library. Checks from 170 to 172 were passed. The amount was $1,473.04. And that's it. And we actually just had a meeting last week, so I'm sure next meeting I will have a further update. That's it.
All right, great. Thanks very much. Okay, number 9, do we have any unfinished business?
No.
Did you guys catch that? I didn't hear that through there. Is that working?
No.
All right. I heard you, but I didn't hear you through the... Gotcha. All right. New business. A, we have the Public Works year-end forecast rolling stock summary. We got Blair to read this as well. I'll go through it here. Public Works year-end forecast. The Public Works Department is continuing with ongoing repairs to equipment when necessary. So small rolling stock, including riding lawnmowers, have had several breakdowns this summer. Included in the repairs were lawnmower belts, pulleys, blades, and blade hubs. As of this end of summer, all mowers were in good condition. Throughout the winter, they have been serviced in preparation for next summer work. Most parts of these lawnmowers are purchased from Northern Turf, but recently their costs for items have gone through the roof. Public Works has gone as far as ordering parts online through Amazon to reduce costs, keeping in mind that OEM, original manufactured parts, and the quality of the parts and delivery periods. Replacements in riding lawnmowers should start in the next 5 years. All other equipment such as generators, packers, steamers, etc. are in good condition. A new trash pump was purchased for Public Works use. Heavy equipment, the 2008 backhoe experienced breakdowns with leaking front wheel, planetary replacement front tires, repairs to the hydraulic accumulator, warning flashlights, bucket pins, etc. will need replacement soon, and a few hydraulic cylinders are starting to leak. New rear tires at a cost of $1,800 plus tax were replaced in October 2020. The 310 backhoe is the most critical used piece of equipment in Public Works. Approximately 7,000 operating hours and routinely used all days of the year. In year 2021, nearly 20,000 will have to be spent to change most pivot pins, hydraulic cylinder seals, planetary drives, inspections, and seals. The engine was replaced a few years ago and is functioning well. Consideration should be given in replacing the backhoe in 2021, as existing one would still have reasonable trade-in value. The garbage truck.
Can I ask a question here? Do we have any rough idea as to what the cost of a replacement backhoe weekend would be?
We're just looking on site today, matter of fact. And depending on the amount of hours they have, if you're looking for a second-hand one, it can range in good condition, probably from 35 to 50. A used one, the same type. If you go with a new one, you'll probably be looking at close to $200,000. There's some good ones out there that are pretty reasonable. We just have to make sure the number of hours. When they got this 310, they got an exceptional deal. And I would probably recommend before you start spending $20,000 on it, probably use this one for a trade-in as well.
That was my thoughts as well. Why put in 20,000 if we could get something? Is there not a process whereby we put money into funds, depreciation funds?
Yes, we do have reserve funds for these departments. However, there is a new grant, as I mentioned just today, that came out. And from my understanding, there's $100,000 that has been allocated to this community that I believe can be used for vehicles. But I have to follow up on that. I sent an email today just to confirm it. If that is the case, that'll work very well here. That kind of money that we weren't expecting, we could probably utilize plus the trade and then get a very good used backhoe.
Yeah. All right. So the garbage truck had its heater motor replaced, engine hood latches were replaced, and welding done on the hopper gate. In November 2020, further hopper welding is required, and a full service of hydraulic system was performed. This unit is in good condition, but will require further welding maintenance. Also, a paint job should be considered. The 2001 140H grader had issues with differential lock and was repaired by Brandt John Deere. Grader also needed its blade swivel arm and slide pin replaced due to wear and tear. These parts were installed by Public Works crew. The rear final drive chain drive should be checked as it's never been inspected or adjusted. This would require Torment to come in on site. The grader is used mostly in the winter for municipal streets, snow plowing, and road grading in the summer. This piece of equipment is in good shape. This piece of equipment will provide many more years of service. Major repair expenses are not expected. 1988 white dump truck has its fuel pedal and linkage replaced due to salt corrosion on the panel pivot attached to the floor. The vehicle, even at its age, will provide many more years of service. 2005 combo sand salt required a new side blade pivot block due to age. Vehicle, it was difficult to purchase, but found one in Dryden. The Public Works crew was installed the side blade pivot block. Vehicle, even at its age, will provide a few more years of service. 2017 one-ton plow sanding truck had all tires replaced this year. This vehicle is in good condition. The 3-ton sand truck is in fair condition, but the dump box has corroded to the point that it requires a new box. Welding the box is not an option as it has been corroded to the point that there's not much to weld due to salt corrosion. Public Works will be pricing a replacement box for the unit of 2021. The 1997 Bobcat is in good condition, requires little maintenance or repair. All road trucks were safety checked and by a local mechanic. Combo plow, sand truck, and 1-ton sand truck were sent to rust check for undercoating to help against salt corrosion. Gerald Saracen. That's a good insight. That'll help you all with the capital planning, the 5-year plan, because it's looking like that stuff needs to be accounted for. Big time. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
I'd like to comment. It's really heartening to see that the Public Works people are able to do the kind of work of replacing parts. It's probably not the easiest thing to do, and our commendation goes out to those guys to do that. They've probably saved us a ton of money. God bless them. And Mr. Saracen always puts out a hell of a good report. And it's nice to see many more years of service. There was a couple of items there where many more years of service to be expected, other than the 310 backhoe. But fantastic report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tedesco. Okay, next on the agenda is turkey vouchers. So I know the turkey vouchers came up. Spoke to Mayor Nelson previously before about the turkey vouchers. I know it's something that's been done for years. Does anybody have any comments or thoughts on these?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry to be the Grinch, but I'm vehemently opposed to the turkey vouchers. I think this has been a tradition that's been handed down for years. Started obviously in better years, better times. I do not see, I would violently oppose this practice. It's money that we should be putting to better use. The people that do get turkeys most likely don't need them. So anyhow, that's my thoughts.
So I oppose that, and I appreciate all the hard work that people do. And I think a turkey at Christmas time is a small token, and I'm more than comfortable with supporting it. So do I feel as though council members need a turkey? I certainly don't need a turkey voucher, but I'd like to think that we could provide that for our staff. So that's how I feel.
I'm going to stare at you.
Yeah, on the fence. No, honestly, a lot of these turkeys go to volunteers, so all the fire department, people who are on committees that volunteer their time once a month. You know, municipal employees, like Sarah had mentioned, council, I don't need a turkey. Maybe if people wanted to opt out, they have that option, but I am in favor of having the turkeys. It's always honestly on the fence, but I don't know, maybe it's because of COVID, I'm feeling a little, you know, people need a little something, but that's how I feel right now. So I'm in support of it.
Okay. I think for this year as well too, I agree council does not need to have turkeys purchased for them. Never should. Even last year, I think most of us donated those turkeys. I think though this year, I think speaking with people, those turkey vouchers, I think will go to good use this year. Unfortunately, I think that yeah, I guess we'll have to do have a resolution available. So we'll take a vote, a recorded vote then. So moved by Councillor Tedesco, second by Councillor Park. Council give turkeys for staff and volunteers at Christmas. All in favor? All opposed? All right, be it resolved that council give turkeys for staff and volunteers at Christmas. Superior Country 2021 advertisement. So this was sent to CEO Hedrick. Did you want to speak on this at all?
Yeah, I'll just speak quickly on this. The information that you got is something that was done prior to Ashley Davis moving on from the CDO position. And this is a marketing strategy that we sort of take with the Superior Circle 2 partnership through Superior Country. I believe out of Terrace Bay or Scriber. And I just included basically, it's gives you an insight basically what it looks like here. Talks about Red Rock as advertisement for Red Rock here. And also on the back here, a nice big write-up. Standard package that they put in their yearly magazine, circulated throughout the different areas to promote tourism. And the total cost is $339. And it's for the 2021 edition, but it needs to be paid this year.
That's 339 or is?
Yeah, it's 330. Well, it says 300, but I mean with HST, we get that back. So,
All right.
portion of it back.
We have a resolution for that?
No, actually, we don't. I can make one up.
Yeah, if you'd like to.
I'm writing a book.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Park. Council accepts this advertisement for Red Rock by Superior Travel Association for $339. All in favor? All right. Okay, now the new business. So the what's that? Yeah, we're new business, yes. Well, it's with great sadness that we today have to announce Mayor Nelson's resignation due to health reasons. You know, Mayor Nelson's a good man. He did a lot for this community, a lot of years he put in here, a lot of volunteers, you know, a lot of volunteer hours. He loves this town, and we wish him the very best. Moved by Councillor Park, seconded by Councillor Tedesco, that council accept Mayor Nelson's resignation with regret. All in favor? All right, well, that's all now. It's we'll be moving in camera now. Moved by Councillor Tedesco, seconded by Councillor Park. Council move it in camera at 7:52 for matters pertaining to personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, labor relations, or employee negotiations, the receiving of advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for the purpose. All in favor? Great. All right. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Good to go? All right, thanks. Hello, check. Okay, so be it resolved that moved by Councillor Park, second by Councillor Tedesco, that we come out of camera at 8:46 p.m. All in favor? As mentioned before, we discussed personal matters, labor relations, and the receiving of advice, including communications necessary for that purpose. All right, so moved by Councillor Tedesco, second by Councillor Park, this meeting be adjourned at 8:46. All in favor? All right, thanks everybody.